So, due to my extreme intelligence, I forgot to make an introduction to my bookshelf tour when I was actually filming the bookshelf tour. So, consider this the introduction. I did the introduction tag, and that went pretty well, I thought. And I figured the next step would obviously be to do a bookshelf tour and show you guys what I've been working on for the last 2 years or so. So, you guys enjoy. Thanks a lot for watching. The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. East of Eden by John Steinbeck. The New Oxford Book of War Poetry. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien with a slipcover. Joseph Conrad, A Heart of Darkness. Empire of the Summer Moon by S.C. Gwynne. The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt by Edmund Morris. Candide by Voltaire. David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. The Prince and Other Writings by Niccolo Machiavelli. Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Big Sur by Jack Kerouac. Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. Anatomy of Criticism by Northrop Frye. Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass, sadly without a cover. Dracula by Bram Stoker. George Orwell, A Collection of Essays. Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. Grendel by John Gardner. Gorgias by Plato. The Green Hills of Africa by Ernest Hemingway. The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Now for the second shelf. Edgar Allan Poe, The Complete Tales and Poems. 2 novels and 19 short stories by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The Red Badge of Courage by Stephen Crane. Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. Moby Dick or The Whale by Herman Melville. Grimm's The Complete Fairy Tales. The Iliad and the Odyssey, both by Homer. The Inventions, Researches, and Writings of Nikola Tesla. The Complete Works of Shakespeare. Walden by Henry David Thoreau. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. The Return of the Native by Thomas Hardy. The Federalist. The Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas. The Complete Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Now for a third shelf. Paddle Your Own Canoe by Nick Offerman. Lord Jim by Joseph Conrad. War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man in Dubliners by James Joyce. Ulysses by James Joyce. Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Paradise Lost by John Milton. I, Claudius by Robert Graves. William Faulkner, The Sound and the Fury. My other copy of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Song of Ice and Fire series, or at least what's out so far. Homage to Catalonia by George Orwell. The Road to Wigan Pier by George Orwell. Down and Out in Paris and London by George Orwell. Why I Write by George Orwell. Animal Farm by George Orwell. And finally, 1984 by George Orwell. Alright, now for the graphic novels. So I have to admit that, with the exception of Fables, I've only just recently started growing my graphic novel collection. So there's not very much to it right now, but it's growing, I promise. Fables number 1, Fables number 2, Fables number 3, Fables number 4, Fables number 5, Fables number 6, Fables number 7, Fables number 8, Fables number 9, and Fables number 10. Okay. The World of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin. The DC Comics Encyclopedia. This is Archives Volume 1 of the first Superman comics. Batman The Dark Knight by Frank Miller. Batman Year One by Frank Miller. And David Mazzucchelli. I just butchered that, I apologize. This is John Constantine's Hellblazer Original Sins Volume 1. The Flash, A Celebration of 75 Years. Marvel 1602 by Neil Gaiman. And lastly, Wolverine Old Man Logan by Mark Miller and Steve McNiven. That's my first bookshelf. Hope you guys liked the tour. I'm going to do these bad boys in the next episode.